Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. More has come out from Deontay Wilder's camp about who he has been working with, sparring with in particular, ahead of his upcoming trilogy fight with Tyson Fury on October the 9th in Las Vegas. So much of Wilder's preparations have been kept under wraps, and we've seen a lot of clips about Wilder and Malik stuff that they're talking about, that they're going to be working on, implementing, but the broader camp, not too much information has come out. But there has been a camp shot that's been released, and you can see here on screen. So Deontay Wilder pictured center, and largely it's a lot of support staff, training staff, etc. But a number of heavyweights who are sparring Deontay Wilder included as well. And we'll start on the left-hand side. So next to head trainer Malik Scott, Robert Helenius. So he has arrived in the Wilder camp just in recent days. He features on the undercard against Adam Kownacki on October the 9th. So that's going to be a very good fight in its own right. Robert Helenius sprung the upset in the first fight, wasn't expected to win. So this is a repeat or revenge equation. For Deontay Wilder, it's actually very good sparring because Robert Helenius, about 6'7", very good boxer. And I think often that's forgotten. Helenius, he is a big puncher, but he can box well. He does have good skills. And people forget that at one point, about 10 years or so ago, he was regarded as a potential heir apparent to the Klitschko. So Robert Helenius maybe has under-delivered in his career, but he doesn't lack talent. He does have skills, and as we saw in the first fight with Kownacki, he was able to get the win there. So this is good sparring for Wilder, and I know I've already seen a couple of people say, well, what about Helenius? What's he getting out of this? I think there's a couple of things, because one, first I would note, he's already had the majority of his camp away from, eyes of the public in the Aland Islands, etc., sparring actually like an Adam Kownacki doppelganger in the form of Nathan Gorman, see here on screen. So this is not the only preparation that Helenius has had for his fight. But against Deontay Wilder, he gives Wilder some good work. He gets some hard sparring in return. Adam Kownacki is going to come forward. He'll be letting his hands go, and he does have some pop. So in guys like Deontay Wilder and some of the other guys in this camp, he is going to get some good work. And it's just a few weeks out from the fight, so he didn't want to leave his run too late coming to the United States. So I think the timing lines up well here. But for Wilder, good sparring. Robert Helenius, tall guy, good on the jab, big right hand, and he can box and move a bit. So if you look next to Robert Helenius, another sparring partner who's in camp, I'm not actually sure who this is. Obviously a smaller heavyweight, but still giving Wilder and the others some work nonetheless. So if you do know who that is, I'd be interested to know. I've made some inquiries but couldn't find out a name. The majority of the guys that are sort of through the center of this picture, training and support staff. But next to JD's on our right is Stephan. So Stephan has been in the Deontay Wilder camp, not just once, but a couple of times now. So he left a little while ago to have a fight, which he got a first round knockout, and then he's come back. So you can see here on screen, this is from a few months ago, Deontay Wilder and Stephan posing for the camera, etc. Stephan, good skills, he's quick, good fundamentals. Little on the shorter side compared to what you might be expecting, that Wilder would be working with for a guy. In Tyson Fury, he's going to be facing 6'9". Shaw is about 6'3", but still good, solid sparring. The guy actually next to Shaw, who's sort of just obscured a little bit, that's Daniel Martz. So Martz is a well-travelled journeyman, 6'7", there or thereabouts. He's a big lump, so he's been in with a lot of guys. Joseph Parker, Charles Martin, there's a whole bundle of guys that he's fought. But he can box, he can move, he can try to mimic and mirror some of what Tyson Fury does. But it's one thing, you can't teach height. So Martz, 6'7", not a bad sparring partner to have in here. And obviously for him, it's a payday too, being brought into this camp. And next to Daniel Martz, you have Marcellus Wilder. So he's in camp courtesy of being the brother of Deontay Wilder. But he himself has been in the ring in recent years. He is a pro. He's fought at cruiserweight, a little bit at heavyweight, a little undersized, at sort of 6'2", 6'3", sort of around 200 pounds there or thereabouts. But obviously it's a good opportunity for him as an emerging pro, but he can obviously give some work and activity to these other guys, including his brother Deontay Wilder. But Robert Helenius, the biggest name in terms of the sparring partners here, certainly more in line with Tyson Fury in terms of the height and the reach. Daniel Martz, maybe not as talented as Helenius, but he serves a purpose too. But Stephan, sure, he will be giving some good work to Deontay Wilder too. He's been brought back, so this is the second time within this one camp that he's been there. So Deontay Wilder getting some good hard rounds in, no doubt. What do you make of it all? Drop a comment loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.